Hey folks, how are you? This is Carlos again. Welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been putting up a lot of videos lately, but just been going through a whole lot, sort of revisiting myself, trying to perfect myself and see what I want for the future. Just want to talk to you guys about picking your mate, you know, especially for the guys. Um, you got to be sure that the woman is, you know, a good person. Never be afraid to be alone. So if you're gonna pick a woman, make sure that she's gonna be there for you. She has good moral character. Um, make sure that she isn't a sugar baby. That's what you want. But if you want a reasonable, a self-fulfilling relationship, a healthy relationship, make sure that you pick a good person. If the woman does not care about your dreams, don't be with her. If she's not willing to work with you, don't be with her. And so there's some caveats to that. So if you can afford to take care of a woman, then go ahead and take care of her. If you need a woman that's going to go 50-50 with you, there's a good side and a bad side to that because the good side of 50-50, you're probably going to have more money in your pocket and more savings and things like that. But if she's a traditional woman, there's going to be sort of a shift in, priorities when it comes to her meeting you sort of, in the middle, if that makes sense. So just be very sort of, cognizant of that, if that makes sense. And just make sure you do your research. Um, if if a person has really severe mental health issues and they don't disclose that to you, say like bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, um, that's a bad thing if they don't disclose that to you because it's not fair to you if you don't know, and then you have to deal with that. You don't know, sort of what's going on. Also negative flaws. Um, one of those flaws is a woman that's constantly nagging you because you're a man. Okay, you're a man, that's true, but you don't have to tolerate mental abuse. You know why? And so this is always a thing going, well, you're a man, so I'm going to treat you like shit. You're supposed to tolerate it, and you're supposed to take care of me. No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not. You know. And like toxic relationships is like a guy sticking his hand in a socket, and it keeps getting electrocuted. But it says, you know what? This means that I'm alive, though. I'll keep getting shocked, but I'm still alive. You don't have to tolerate that. um, someone asked me about, you know, marriage versus girlfriend, boyfriend. What's the thing? Whether it's a marriage or whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, um, make sure that you guys are being productive. You know what I mean? You can't have two fuck ups. It doesn't make sense. And you don't have to save the world. If you have things that you need to take care of, and she's holding you back from that, and she puts it all on you, then there's a problem there. So that person's very what do you call it? Self-absorbed. You don't want to be with a self-absorbed woman. You want to be with a caring woman, a kind woman, a smart woman, um, um, someone that's going to look out for you, someone has your back, or what do you call it, like ride or die, you know? So so pay attention to that. And make sure that your boundaries are defined in relationship. If you don't want an open relationship and you see your girl stepping out, say something, put the boundary up. But don't go to the extreme of having an argument or anything like that when you guys have to establish those boundaries. Having boundaries is very important. If you want a serious relationship with her, then don't step out on her. Someone asked me about open relationships. Well, this is the thing. In order to have an open relationship, both of you guys have to be on the same page. Um, and number and, and number two, that can be sort of chaotic because when does this begin and when does the other one end? As far as your limits. I personally don't recommend that. A lot of things can go seriously wrong. It sounds great on paper because some guys are just too thirsty, and so they're always looking for some sexual fix. Okay, learn how to control your sexuality. If you can't control your sexuality, you won't be that successful in life. Okay, control it. It's very, very important. And don't let a woman use sex as a weapon against you. Don't let it happen. Know that you're secure within yourself. You can live without sex. Get your life straight. Get your life straight. I mean that it's very, very important. There's some guys out there who think they're gonna die if they don't get if they don't get sex. Have something going on in your life besides that. Very, very important. And also, similarities, having things in common are really going to help build a relationship. If one of you guys is really conservative, whether it be Christian, Muslim, Jewish, whatever the case may be, this person very liberal, that's going to cause some strain, it's going to cause some arguments, it's going to cause some anger, it's going to cause some animosity. So try to look for some similarities, you know. It doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's helpful if you guys have a lot of things in common and also talk about problems when they arise and not when they get to a boiling point, because a person's going to say, well, why didn't you tell me that like 6 months ago? You saw me doing this whole time, someone always asks me if the woman's tells you to man up. So man up. So what does that mean? I don't know. I would say that you have to really talk to that person. To me, man up means you take your responsibilities. Uh, it means that you stand up for yourself, stand up for your relationship, you stand up for your family. Man up does not mean that you have to tolerate abuse. So if that's the case, then bump that. All right, I'll be back for some some more content pretty soon. It's been a little bit sort of distracted lately because I do want to get more of my content out there, talk about relationships, talking about more current events, self-esteem, stuff like that. You guys have any questions or just let me know, put something in the comments. Also, I wouldn't mind interviewing, men and women on relationships live, like a sort of like a YouTube live type thing. We just talk and brainstorm about relationships. Right. Some other things too. Money. So when you get serious with the girl, she has to know how much you make. Don't let that be um don't let that be secret because in the long end that's gonna bite you in the butt. If you can't buy her a Mercedes, then let her know you can't buy her a Mercedes, you know. Be honest. Because some women will appreciate that honesty. Some will be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, that's okay. Can you afford trips? Can we go trips together? Okay, great. And then gonna be some women who be like, you know what, I can meet you halfway or do this or whatever. It just all depends on the woman, some circumstances. But if you don't like that woman, you don't have to really, sort of tolerate it. It's all about what you be the main provider or meet halfway. Just really all depends, especially if you're in college. It's going to be really tough to be the main provider. Okay. All right, folks. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Oh, I hope everyone had a good Christmas, and I wish that everyone has a good New Year. Thank you.